He wasn't invited to the table. He just had the job of cleaning the table. Every shift looked the exact same almost. Apron on, head down, take your dream, fold it up, put it in your back pocket. But there was one afternoon, something kind of shifted in the atmosphere. Hey, thank you for hanging out. Today, we're going to talk about Detour Day. Detour Day. Now, I'm not the one to say that I got lost. All I'm saying is that they didn't have the place where I was, you see. And so you don't say I was lost. Say that the place moved from the place where it was supposed to be.
By now, he was lost and bewildered.
And the only reason why we got there was because the GPS said that it would be faster if we went that way.
We came to a fork in the road a ways back, and the GPS wasn't being cooperative.
Now, how was I supposed to know that we was going to be driving back into Mayberry? I mean, there was no cell phone reception. I mean, I had no idea. that people were still spitting tobacco. I had no idea. And I noticed that everyone came outside and watched me drive around in circles because I wasn't lost. I was unfound.
Hang on, what did he just say?
You get the point. And it was like one of those moments when you thought you were exactly where life was supposed to be taking you, only to look up and realize, where in the hell am I? I don't know how we got there. I don't know. But I started realizing and I started reflecting about that one when I was putting this together, because I think that happens even in our own 5-year plans. When you look up and life is grinning at you saying, "Oh, isn't that cute? You wanted to do that? Oh," pat you on the head. Before you know it, what you thought would be a smooth ride turns into dirt roads, potholes, crooked detour signs, sometimes written in spray paint. I often wonder if I'm the only one that notices how detours show up when we least expect them.
Does this keep happening?
Often they show up without our permission. They just show up unannounced.
So you just showed up unannounced?
But let me tell you something. I've had to learn the hard way a couple of lessons, okay? And hopefully when I share this with you, that is something that you can learn, that you don't have to learn for yourself, but you can just take advice from a brother. Just because things don't go according to the plan you had doesn't mean it's not going according to the plan of a higher purpose. Ooh, now I said something right there. And you know what? It's a good time for me to say, ain't nobody told me nothing. Ain't nobody told me nothing about how detours can mess with your confidence. Yeah, if you get hit with a real good detour, it can throw you off the track completely. I mean, yeah, I know, right? I mean, really, when you've been rerouted over and over again, it can feel like failure. And it makes you feel like you missed a turn somewhere, or you read the directions wrong, or, the GPS wasn't actually working. And sometimes the road less traveled is a gut punch into how well you can deal with what's ahead of you. And let me tell you about the stuff that we call wrong turns. Wrong turns are sometimes like wrongly exiting on a burning highway, and we didn't know that there was a fire ahead. That's what it feels like sometimes, and then we start stressing about how are we going to negotiate this life on a road where we're never intending to travel.
I don't think this is the way it's supposed to be done.
We never intended to go that way, but what if, just take this with me, just give it a chance. What if we realize that delays are deterrents from what could go further wrong, and look at it as a gift towards deliverance. What if? This is a gift for deliverance, to deliver you from something, okay? Detours that are building something for us. They are a building block to something better, something greater. There was a young brother, and he loved words. He loved words, not the polished kind, the kind that came from listening, from watching people, from noticing rhythm in everyday life. But because of his love for words, there was a problem. Having a love for words don't pay bills. No matter how much you love words, they don't pay bills. They don't pay rent. So he found himself working in a hotel, and he would clear plates, wipe tables down, move quietly through rooms where all of these important conversations were happening, and many of them were happening without him. And he wasn't invited to the table. He just had the job of cleaning the table. Every shift looked the exact same almost. Apron on, head down, take your dream, fold it up, put it in your back pocket. But there was one afternoon, something kind of shifted in the atmosphere. One day, while working at a hotel in D.C., he saw a poet. I think the name was Vachelle Lindsay, a big deal, a well-known poet, and just so happened to be eating lunch the day that he was serving. A big name, big reputation in the poetry and the writing community, the kind of person whose words already had weight. Their words mattered. So this young brother didn't interrupt anything, didn't interrupt the meal, didn't try introducing himself, didn't make a speech, didn't ask for permission. What he did was, and this is just genius, he took some of his poetry and he took a few of the pages and he slid them under Lindsay's plate and walked away. No announcement, absolutely no guarantee that Lindsay would read them. Just a man who was courageous enough to present himself in humility in an unknown situation, in the midst of a detour. This is where a detour occurs. See, we always think of detours as being a bad thing, but what if detours could be a good thing? Well, let me tell you what happened. He slides the papers under the plate, and those pages were actually read, and they landed. Okay? Doors started opening for this guy, and the job that once looked like a detour turned out to be positioning for something greater. There was a detour, but it was a detour to the dream to sit at the right tables. That busboy was Langston Hughes, exemplifying for us that detours are often ways to find doors that fit our hands. So let me make it plain. Let me make this plain. If you're breathing, your road isn't closed. If your plans fell apart, know that your purpose did not. If you took a left turn and ended up somewhere strange, at least you were still in motion. You may have missed a few turns here and there, but remember, we are all learning how to drive in this new direction of life. The job ended in a way you didn't expect it. That's cool. But did you learn skills that no one can take from you? Yes, quite possibly. There's still hope because you are still in motion. You are still moving. You still have movement of your limbs. You still have somewhat of a sane mind. I mean, in all this craziness, and you get to determine which direction you will go in next. Think about it. If you were rejected or redirected, maybe that was not the path for you, because I believe that the one guiding you doesn't care so much about how far you think you can go. Rather, I think the great one desires development, growth, and boldness to believe that through it all, you are not alone. And that great one has your path in mind, cares about your path, believes in your path, and you might not know it yet, but this road that you are on, this exact one you're on, might be building a version of you that couldn't survive on the original path. What about that? So yeah, maybe it's a slower path. chances are it's a messier one and nothing like what you planned for yourself. But if it's growing you, I'm willing to believe that it's worth it.
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
Let me drop this real quick on you. I don't know who said it, but sometimes, this is what they said, sometimes you find your way while wondering if you've lost it. That means you got to keep moving. And I don't know who said that, but if I ever get a chance to meet him, I'm going to buy him lunch. Because sometimes you don't know where you're going. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen, but you got to keep moving. You got to keep trusting. You got to keep believing. You got to keep moving forward.
You have to keep moving forward.
So here's what I want you to remember. Just because you're on a detour doesn't mean you're lost. Sometimes the road to where you're meant to be doesn't show up until you stop demanding that it looks like what you imagined your road to be. Your story isn't over. Your path isn't broken. Your future is not behind you. It's just under construction for when you arrive to it. Oh my goodness. All right. I got to get off of this thing. But before I go, take this with you. When it is dark, God is your light. When storms arise, God's fire always burns bright. And if you lose your way, hold tight, don't stray. God's leading your steps toward a more perfect way. All right. Talk to you later.